You know me, SDMT. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it, man. Jon Jones is tweaking, man. Jon Jones is playing a victim role. He's going crazy just because people are talking about him fighting Francis Nngannou, man. So Jon Jones is tweaking, man. He came out with a video saying just because you're scared of fighting Francis doesn't mean I'm scared. You know what I mean? Hey, brother. If you know what I'm saying, what's understood doesn't have to be explained. The fact that you feel like you have to put that out there kind of does say, you may have some kind of second doubts about taking that fight. You know what I mean? And now he's been tweeting like crazy. I want to be released from the UFC. You know what I mean? Dana White doesn't like me. The boss hates me. I did everything for everybody else, and I'm just depressed. You know what I mean? So he's really, trying to stir up a little bit of problems, trying to negotiate with the fans to hopefully get a big payday to fight Francis Ngannou. Like, we really look at it, man, Jon Jones may outprice himself just because he really doesn't want that fight, man. If you know what I mean, like, why do you feel you have to make 50 million to fight Francis Ngannou, man? You know what I mean? You've been fighting for less. You get paid 5 to 10, you know what I mean, to fight Dom Reyes and these other guys, but you know what I mean? Don't be scared. You've been taking 2 years to try to make all these gains, and you're 245 now. You know what I'm saying? You seen Francis, defend that takedown. You seen that, Jon Jones. I know that kind of scared you a little bit, even though Stipe didn't have the right, technique with the takedown. But still, it still showed that Francis has been working on his takedown defense. So we look at Jon Jones. He's out here trying to battle with Dana White to, give him more money for this fight. But when you look at Dana White, he can do the Derek Lewis fight. He can do a Stipe rematch. You know what I mean? Those things will also make money for the UFC. A Stipe rematch may make a ton of money for the UFC. Stipe came out and said that he made a mistake and the fight was going the way he wanted it. He felt like Francis was getting tired, and he hit Francis with that counter right and lunged in when he thought he had him hurt, and he got caught. So Stipe feels like if he fought again, that he could win that fight. And after we saw Stipe against DC, how could we doubt him? You know what I mean? We know Francis is a beast, but so, the trilogy of that fight would be a lot of money. So when we look at the Jon Jones situation, he's trying to get a little leverage. He's trying to battle with the UFC. But if you want to be released, Jon Jones, where are you going to go? You're going to Bellator and be forgotten? ONE FC, wherever? You know what I mean? UFC is the major, the major player when it comes to MMA. So when you think you're the best in the world, you leaving won't really help you. So him trying to negotiate with Dana White, when Dana White really, to say Dana White hates him and he's out for him and he doesn't respect him, and you know what I mean, he said all these things. But when you look at Dana White has had Jon Jones back for a lot of his career when he was doing these horrible things, outside the cage and going to jail and getting arrested and popping dirty. Dana White kept giving him opportunities, even gave him title shots after him continuously messing up. Dana White could have had enough anytime and said, you're embarrassing my brand, my company, we can get rid of you. But Dana White always had Jon Jones back. He always had his back. So Jon Jones is trying to play victim right here just so he can get more money. Kind of trying to play a little bit of a race card at times. I can see how he's trying to, to make himself to be this victim. I've done everything and I get treated so poorly. And it's like, no, Jon Jones, if you was getting treated poorly, you would have been gone a long time ago. You know what I mean? A lot of fighters don't get away with the things that you got away with. So him act like a victim, it's not a good thing, man. If you want to accept the fight, negotiate, you know what I mean? Get your bag. I have no problem with him trying to get money, but if you really want to get the fight, don't outprice yourself. Don't say you want 50 million. Don't say you want 40 million. Don't say you want 30. If you want about 15 to 20, okay. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? That's cool. I'm not tripping. But if you go to Dana White with 50 million, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So it's not realistic. You're not a Conor McGregor-like draw. You know what I mean? And even it's just the truth. It's just the truth. Conor McGregor comes out and the world goes crazy. He has a whole country behind him. And he has, a lot of people that look like him are behind him. You know what I mean? He's their favorite fighter. He's their favorite athlete because they can relate to him. You know what I mean? Even though Jon Jones tries to be really cool with certain people. Closet R-Dub. He tries to be cool with certain people in certain groups. He's still not truly one of them. So when we truly look at it, Jon Jones really needs to do a better job of negotiating publicly. He looks weak right now. He looks bad. Dana White looks like he's the boss doing his job, and he has Francis Ngannou, who just destroyed Stipe. So Jon Jones is going to look like he's scared. He's going to look weak unless he just says, you know what, hey, send me the contract, give me my money, you know what I mean, what I want it to be, and I'll sign it dotted line. I want that fight. You know what I mean? He's not saying I want that fight. He's saying, you know, show me the money. You know, come at me with a good deal. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Dana White said it himself. He's like, show me the money. What does that mean? You know what I mean? If you really want to fight somebody, you want to fight them. And that's what it really comes down to in MMA. You know what I mean? If Jon Jones wants to prove that he's the best ever, and that's why he's been gaining all this weight to do all this, why would you want to leave the UFC? That makes no sense, brother. You know what I mean? You gained all this weight to not win the UFC title because that's what would cement you as the GOAT of GOATs. You know what I mean? You're already pretty much the GOAT right now. But if you were to win heavyweight and beat Francis or Stipe, if you wins it back, however that goes, you would be the GOAT of GOATs. So why would you want to leave the UFC? So Jon Jones is tweaking, trying to play the victim card, man. Sit your goofy ass down, man. You know what I'm saying? Say you want the fight. Be a man. Step up. I want Francis, and I want my bag. I'm not running from nobody. I'm Jon Jones. Dana White, bring me my bag. You know what I'm saying? And I will whoop Francis Ngannou's ass. You know what I'm saying? That's what Jon Jones should say. You know what I'm saying? You should have me be your PR dude. You know what I'm saying? But all this whining, trying to be a victim, and Dana White hates me, and I've done everything for everybody else, and now you haven't, bro. You hit a lady, you ran off, you pop dirty, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You use on the drugs, you know what I'm saying? You use a lot of things going on, so don't be no victim now. You know what I mean? Dana White's looked out for you immensely throughout your career. So to try to throw him under the bus right now because you want 30, 40 million for this fight, that's goofy as hell. You know what I'm saying? It's goofy as hell. And you already know, I'm going to keep it real with you. You already know. And that's a wrap on SDMT. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on my notifications.